I spent so many years speaking to the wrong people online. Like, I spent so much of my time and energy in completely the wrong direction, in the wrong place, just putting all of my effort and my money and my marketing into completely the wrong thing. And I learned it the hard way, right? I was speaking to the wrong people. Speaking to the wrong people and wondering why I wasn't getting any sales. I've been in business a long time. I've been in business over 12 years, built and grown multiple businesses across different industries. And this is something I've still come up against myself in every single business that I have built. It is clearly like a sticking point for me. And I think I know why. I have always spent so much time and effort in my marketing with that like big picture vision of changing an industry, changing the perception within an industry, changing the ethical integrity within an industry. And so I have always put so much of my time trying to speak and like change the narrative for my peers. But my peers don't pay me. So I needed to learn how to not talk to my peers and talk to the people that I actually want to work with, the people that are going to buy my product, service, offering from me, the people that I actually want to work with. And I spent so long figuring this out, and it is still something that I have to be consciously aware of every brand that pops up for me. I don't know if it's the neurodivergence or just like my industry-based passion that makes me go very peer focused in my conversations, but it is something I have to keep front of mind. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I have done for myself and how I recommend that my clients avoid getting stuck in this too. Okay, so one of the easiest ways to fix this is you need to know your customer buyer type. You need to know that, because if you like, who the hell are you talking to? If you can't answer that question, you're basically shooting in the dark. You need to learn, master, and understand your customer buyer type, or you will pretty much just stay stuck speaking to yourself and speaking to your peers in like kind of a little silo situation. Second thing is that you need to keep your ideal client front and center. I know there was this whole trend around when people talk about like customer archetypes and customer like ideal clients. People just roll their eyes, myself included, and be like, I don't want to talk about like my ideal client is a woman named Susan who likes to knit jumpers for chihuahuas and lives in the inner suburbs and makes 70k a year. It's not that type of profiling, but you do need to be able to think of an ideal client so that you can use language that resonates to them, so that you can say what they need to hear in terms of psychology of what they need to understand about your product and offering. You need to be able to resonate to them, and you can't do that if you don't have a clear ideal client in mind. So there is a reason that is always advice that you hear online. There's a reason we roll our eyes, because it works. We're sick of hearing it, but it works. So like, sack up and get used to it and figure that out, because you need to be able to keep your ideal client front of mind. I have literally a list on my whiteboard behind my computer of ideal clients that I want to work with, of my favorite clients. And before I produce any piece of content ever for anything, I put those clients front of mind. They're what I'm thinking about. They're who I'm speaking to in my content. And that ensures that I'm speaking to the right person and I'm really personalizing my writing. And you have to clean up your energy. You really do, especially who you are following on social media. This is different if you've got a big brand, you've got like someone handling your social media for you, or like you are a service-based local business, like a physio, a chiropractor, or something like that. You're not probably going to be on your social media engaging with a lot of people. But if you're building a personal brand, if you're a service provider online, you've got an online business, digital business, whatever it is, you need to clean up your following list. You need to audit the type of content that you are seeing, because that influences the type of content that you put out, right? So if you're following all these pages on how to do amazing Instagram reels, you're going to start producing content that unconsciously sounds very similar, has similar type of messaging and angles, and is that like speaking peer to peer instead of speaking to your actual consumer, speaking to your audience where they're at. And that's where you can get really fucked up. So you've got to clear out your following list. I ruthlessly deleted like 4,000 people a few years ago. I think I've maybe got like 100 people that I follow now, and I'm very, very conscious of who I am following and who I am looking to for advice and experience. Very rare. And then who I am looking to in terms of modeling how to speak to a broader audience. And like, you just got to be super intentional about it. And another great piece of advice, and something that I have been able to implement very, very well, because I've built multiple businesses across different industries, is learn from industries outside your little bubble. The problem is when we get like siloed, we get encapsulated. Let's say you're a nail tech and all you follow online are nail techs, and all you associate is people that get their nails done. It's really hard for you to speak to the consumer who's getting their nails done for the first time. It's really hard for you to relate to your client if your entire world is other nail techs. Yes, it's important to be supported by like-minded people, but you can't let that bleed out into your communication, because unless your client is other nail techs, it's not going to work, right? So you need to be able to look at other industries. You need to be able to have a bit of distance from your industry to be a good business owner and to produce better content and marketing. If you really want to create a shift in like your business and your revenue, you have to start speaking to the right people. And that begins with speaking to your consumers, to your clients, to your audience, to your customers, instead of speaking to your industry and to your peers. And I end up doing this kind of audit with my clients a lot, where this is one of the very first things that we deal with when we start working together privately for consulting. So if you need someone to have a look over your business and really audit and pull you up on that, where that needs to shift, let me know.